How to wire a mini humbucker into your cigar box guitar. Okay, I'm set up here. I'm getting ready to wire in this humbucker, mini humbucker. I just kind of wanted to go over this real quick. You can look up wiring diagrams on the internet or whatnot, but after you do a few of these, you kind of understand what's going on. Usually, because the colors may be different depending on where you get your mini humbucker from. But still pretty easy. So if you're just straight wiring the humbucker up, you're going to have this one single wire. That's going to be your input to your potentiometer. You're going to find two wires soldered together, and one is a bare wire, and this one happens to be green, but it could be another color. That's going to be your ground. Then you'll have two more wires here soldered together. These two wires is what you would use if you're going to split the coils. But if you're not going to split the coils, you don't need them. I kind of just fold them back out of the way, and then when I glue my wires down, I put a little glue over the top of them so they don't short out on anything. It's also important to know this so that if you ended up cutting this wire to length so that you didn't have any excess, in order for this to work, you're gonna have to solder these two back together. So if you cut this off, I would leave this end laying on your workbench so you got something to refer back to. So otherwise you're gonna hook this up and wonder why it doesn't work. All right, humbucker's wired up. Here's that wire that's folded over. Everything else is wired up. So I put copper tape underneath the bottom. I run my ground. It's just taped down the other way, but I run it through this hole that's in between the two holes where it's gonna screw down. And then I put a piece of copper tape right there. So that wire will be sandwiched in between the hardtail bridge and the piece of copper tape that's on this guitar. This nail isn't necessary, but I wanted to show that you can see the copper tape that's underneath this hardtail bridge runs up to where the strings go into the bridge. So those strings are contacting that copper tape. There's a ground underneath here, sandwiched between the copper, and that's what grounds the strings. So no humming or buzzing when you turn it up. There you go. Built by hand, ready to jam. I'll catch you next one. I'm out.